All right, so here's how to play with a beautiful, effortless tone in all registers, no matter if you're in the altissimo, you're in the clarion, you're in the shallow. The notes are all going to speak evenly and homogeneously. So what it really comes down to is three main components. And if you're not already doing one of these three components, if you implement it into your playing, you'll probably immediately feel that there's so much more control over the sound, over the tone production, over the intonation. You get a lot more flexibility. Everything just works a lot better. And so these three components all relate to voicing. So the first one that I want to talk about is the soft palate area. Whenever you're going up to the high register or you're switching between registers, it's super important that the soft palate stays relaxed. Otherwise, you can't really smoothly transition between registers, and also the sound will feel a little smushed, a little overly compressed, a little rough and rigid. And so if you're not really vocalizing, resonating from what I call the back, then you're not going to be producing the most beautiful sound, and it definitely won't be effortless. So this is the first thing to work on. The second thing to work on is the vowel that you use for your voicing. How I like to think of voicing is you have the resonance chamber in the back, which we just talked about, then you have the channel of the air, and then you have the point of the air. So you have three components. The second component, which is the channel of the air, is formed by the sides of the tongue lifting up. I would recommend that the vowel that you use to voice is ear, ear. So ear, ear. And what this does is it starts off by getting the height of the tongue by saying e, and then by saying ear. What that does is it causes your tongue to roll up, to curl up the sides so that you create a nice thick channel for the air. And so the issue with having no channel with the air is just that you don't get a nice focused sound that can activate the reed like on your command. And so it's super important that you start using a really solid voicing vowel so that you can get that nice solid stream of air. Okay, then the third thing that you have to do is start using the tip of your tongue. So a lot of people, when they're playing, they'll drop the tip of their tongue because maybe they articulate down here, which is not good. Or with the vowel that they're using, if you use he, then you can be putting the tip of your tongue down too. And this is just not so ideal because you really want the spearhead of where the air is coming out to be really fine and to be pointing up. The reason for this is that when the air is pointed upward, what happens is it deflects off the top of our mouth, and it deflects actually at a higher speed into the clarinet. And so what that does is it means that we can blow with less effort to get the same response out of the instrument. I'm using the very tip of my tongue to bring the point of the air up and closer to the tip of the reed. And what that does is it makes the speed of the air go a lot faster than if I was keeping the tip of the tongue back, or if I was using another part of my tongue, like the middle of the tongue or the back of the tongue, to serve as the point of the air. And so yeah, if you can get these three things working, then you'll have super beautiful tone, first of all. It'll sound super effortless, super round, gorgeous, resonant. But it'll also feel like your altissimo register is just about as easy to play as your shallow register. And that's pretty cool too. So in any case, if you want help piecing that together, then go ahead, check out the link in the description. Otherwise, I'll see you later, and good luck with your practicing.